Okay, we're recording. Woke up early this morning and I was asking what I was able to share with the body. And the Lord said to put a timeline together and share the timeline. So I'll just give you a few minutes just to soak this in. This is what I was able to put together after a lot of research. Okay, let's get on with it. We are here August 2019. August the 15th actually. We are here January, the end of 2021, the beginning of 2022. This is 2021 and this is 2020. So what I can say for sure, what Chuck Youngbrandt saw, he saw a war break out. He saw the president in trouble in the month of December. Didn't say the year. Chuck Youngbrandt. 4 cities will get nuked. 4 cities will be nuked on the eastern seaboard. All right. I'm just going to back up some. The new Madrid will take place the same year as the threat with nuclear weapons. The new Madrid Earthquake. Okay? This brother's seen this. Right there. Now, he also saw St. Louis. There's an earthquake in St. Louis. It's either 2 or 1 years in advance of the new Madrid quake. So there's only 2 places it can go. If it's 2 years away, it would be here. So if you back up 2 years, it'd be here, go here, back up 1 year. St. Louis would be hit with the major quake around summer of 2020. And as another sign, when he saw that war broke out in December, he said that, where are we now? I'm looking for New Orleans. New Orleans right here. He said that New Orleans would be destroyed again as a sign of war and also as a confirmation sign that the new Madrid's going to happen here. So this is very likely when it's going to happen. So it doesn't give you much time. And so as a sign of the new Madrid, not New Orleans, St. Louis would be hit by a quake either next year or this year. Now, we also know that Terry Bennett spoke about a 21-year timeline that ends at the end of 2028. So this is the 14-year period. And from here on is the final 7 years. Final 7 years. And we know that when the new Madrid happens, war breaks out, that the U.S. counters and destroys 3 cities in Russia. We are attacked by Russia at this point of December. And so we know there's going to be a counter and that Russia will invade the U.S. sometime in the early spring of 2021. In the visions that the Lord gave me, they were in the month of April. So it's either April of 2022 being the furthest point out. There's great fear in the face of the people, so this would apply. But also, we know that Apophis is coming in March of next year, March 28th. It's going to hit Jupiter, and that's going to shake up the asteroid belt, right? And we know about Nibiru that in the 3rd week in February, according to Russian astrophysicist, Nibiru will be on its final approach out. And so that could be That's in the third week of February, okay? So it's a possibility that the West Coast quake could happen here in April of 2021, followed by the new Madrid. And so that's second scenario because of Nibiru, because of Apophis and Nibiru passing by. So this would be right here. This would be the logical place to put the 7 open visions where the Lord showed me the destruction of the United States and Canada, the West Coast. And I could put this together in another timeline, make it more presentable. Anything more to add? Okay. When war breaks out in the States, as we cross over into the last 7-year period, and this is important, we know that the Antichrist is going to come on the scene. And from what visions God showed us back in 1986, there will be another desert storm that's going to take place in the Middle East. All United Nations would be involved. And that could be the beginning, I'll say that is the beginning of the Psalms 83 war, right here. Okay, so the Antichrist is going to show himself at this point, and the temple is going to be built. And when we come to the midpoint, 3.5 years after the Mount of Sin rises up, when we come to the midpoint of that time, then we'll see the mark of the beast would be imposed at this point. So at this point, where the mark of the beast is imposed, this is where the 2 witnesses come on the scene. This is also where the 144,000 come on the scene, and they begin to walk out their 42-month ministry. They'll lay down their lives to be, they're going to give their lives as martyrs. So we know all this is happening here. So that means we really don't have that much time to mess around anymore. And I was able to put all this together. There are bits and pieces that I've soaked in what other people have shown, and to connect the dots. I got more to add. I'm going to have to write this out, but this is what we're at. You know, we have to prepare for this time here as we come out of the end of 2021 into 22. We're going to come into the final 7-year period. So that doesn't give us much time. Gives us 2.5 years maybe. So this is the latest projection of the 7 open visions. Also, and Chuck Youngbrandt saw, he was showing a 3-year timeline before the 7 years were ushered in. And he saw that it was June 9th, because he asked the Lord what date it was. The Lord showed him 120-degree temperatures to begin at June 9th. Okay? And we already had hot temperatures already in the U.S. So when these hot temperatures come in, you won't be able to run your air conditioners. Fuel's going to be rationed, power's going to be rationed, and it's going to be major food crisis here. So we're talking this time next year, we're going to be in major events. Okay, just going to shut it here. I want to keep this short. I'll get this out to you. Any questions, please ask me. This is Joshua Taylor, coming to you from here up in the mountain in Hope, British Columbia.